Hey there, Girl Campers. Welcome back to the Girl Camper podcast, where we believe there is no wrong way to camp like a girl. I'm your co-host, Lesa McDermott, and we are diving into a topic today that affects all of us, whether you're hitting the open road or you're setting up camp underneath the stars, and that is sleep wellness. Joining me today is Hailey Sousa from RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, and Hailey is going to share with her our expert tips on how we can all get a better night's sleep, whether we're camping, RVing, or just trying to get a few better sleep Z's in our own bed at home. We're going to be talking about the importance of sleep, how the right mattress can make all the difference, and easy ways to create a cozy, restful sleep environment, no matter where your adventures take us. So you know what? Grab your favorite blanket, settle in. You're not going to want to miss this one.
If your travel trailer is uninsured, you could run into issues down the road. Protect your RV with Progressive. Quote online in as little as 4 minutes.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Girl Camper podcast, and thank you to Progressive Insurance for being today's episode sponsor. We really appreciate you guys. I am excited to have on today's show Hailey Sousa, my friend from RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. Welcome, Hailey.
Thank you so much, Leba. It's great to be back. Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. We had Hailey on last year, and she talked about how to pick out a mattress for your RV. Lots of great information on that. So if you didn't catch that show, be sure to check it out. But on today's episode, we're going to be talking about sleep wellness and how you can get a better night's sleep. So Hailey, let's dive right into this. What are some of the big factors that can affect somebody's sleep quality, especially when they're in an RV?
Yeah, so obviously everyone is different, but things like temperature, noise, the type of mattress you have, the ideal sleeping temperature for a room is supposed to be 60 to 67 degrees. So obviously when you're camping, you don't know where you'll end up. You might be somewhere super cold, somewhere super hot. Obviously you have heating and cooling, but not always getting you right there. So that can be a big factor. Your campground, where you're parked, there might be lights, noise, late at night that you wouldn't necessarily hear from like a house that you might experience in an RV. And then obviously the mattress for sure. And all of your like sleeping items, the soft beds that come in the RV are not comfortable. The OEMs know that, right? They don't try to put something in that is super expensive because they know people are going to replace it. So, that's obviously a big factor that when you're comparing it to sleeping at a home base or something like that versus the RV, something you got to think about.
I love, when you talk about the factory mattress that comes from most RV manufacturers. And I love the RV manufacturers that do take that into consideration and get rid of, are replacing them with something maybe from RV Mattress or something, a better quality mattress. I'm a ski instructor in the winter, and when we fit ski boots to people, when someone buys a ski boot, the little insert that goes in there is just called a sock board as opposed to an insole. And
Right.
I always think of the mattresses that come with most RVs as the sock board mattresses out there.
Yeah. I mean, Zohats, I call them like yoga mats. The ones that are in the bunks, like they're so thin. And you're just kind of sinking right through it. So a lot of the time, like things are just kind of placed in there, especially depending on the type of RV, right? I've spoken with manufacturers before, and that's not, what they tell me is I know someone's going to replace it, and we're not spending money in making the RV more expensive with putting in something someone's going to replace anyway. So
It makes sense, because everybody has different sleep styles, different mattresses that they like. So it would be kind of a crapshoot for a manufacturer to want to spend extra money on a quality mattress when that may not be exactly what that person wants. So I guess I don't fault them for
Yeah,
that at all. So
totally,
yeah.
totally.
So what are some things that RVers, campers can do that can help improve their sleep while they're on the road?
Yes, I think, besides trying to make sure that you limit like light and noise, I mean, with that, you can always just like make sure all your windows are shut. Before you go to bed, make sure that, you can do an eye mask, you can do a noise machine, things like that can help create like a more silent, dark environment. When you're on the road, you definitely want to try to also make it similar to your home. Like something that we hear from our customers all the time is that they have the exact same mattress at home that they do in the RV because that's the mattress that fits their body type or their sleeping position. And they don't want to compromise when being in the RV. So obviously, something that you can do is upgrade your mattress from the stock mattress. Also, make sure that you have like comfortable pillows and sheets in a good, just like sleeping environment that resembles sort of what you have in your sticks and bricks or at home. So that when you're on the road, you're not feeling like, oh, this feels so different. Because the point of an RV, right, instead of staying in a hotel, is that you can bring your comforts, right? So
Mhm.
definitely like make sure if you have a sound machine at home that when you go on a trip in the RV, like bring it with you and things like that.
Good point. How does having the right mattress actually impact sleep quality? And what should RVers look for when they're choosing one?
Yeah, so mattresses are a huge factor in your sleep, right? So the right mattress can help you stay asleep longer and stop waking up in the middle of the night. And it just overall will help promote a more restful sleep. The main thing that you want to look for when finding a mattress is finding one that supports your body, the sleep position that you normally sleep in, and it maximizes the space that you have in the RV. So typically, stomach and back sleepers prefer a medium to firmer bed, and side sleepers prefer a softer to medium bed. So with this has to do with pressure points based on your sleep position, how much pressure is going on one spot in your body. And another thing is like your height and weight can also affect this. And what you want to do is figure out the right firmness so that your body is aligned and nothing is sticking up or turning. And so that's where you start to create some like pains or uncomfortableness.
Interesting. Are there any materials that people should look for when they're trying to choose a mattress and that can features that can help improve sleep quality?
Yes. So cooling fabrics, that's the biggest one that I find the most helpful and I talk about the most because I am a hot sleeper. A lot of people are hot sleepers. If you sleep,
Yeah.
it can be hard to fall asleep sometimes, or you may wake up in the middle of the night sweating or unable to go back to sleep or just uncomfortable. So cooling materials, like we have a Glaciotech's cooling cover that you can add on to our mattresses or come on some of our models. And it's made of cooling fibers weaved into the top part of the fabric. And these just help regulate your temperature and provide an optimal sleeping environment. It really is cool to the touch. I have it on my mattress. Rub your hand across it. It is very cool. Like it is just really helpful if you're a hot sleeper. And I think that's one of the most common complaints that people have with their sleep is that they wake up hot. So
Yeah.
being able to sort of prevent that or create ways to make your body temperature more regulated can definitely help improve your sleep.
Are there sheet sets out there that can help with that too?
Yes. So I would recommend bamboo for the fabric of the sheets because that's just like a naturally cooling material. It feels sort of like slick, low cool for the touch. So I would definitely recommend bamboo sheets. Also, you can get cooling covers on pillows as well. We offer a cooling pillow, and it feels so nice on your face. Even through the sheet, you feel it as well. And then if you pair that with bamboo sheets, it's perfect. So
So what are some affordable ways that people don't want to replace the entire mattress in their system, or they maybe can't because they don't, if they have a small camper like I do, where I don't have like a dedicated bed area, it's a dinette type stuff, so I need it to be versatile. What are some things that people can do that they can that they can upgrade their sleep, but without having to get a whole new mattress.
Yeah. So, toppers are a great way to add on to your mattress or your sleep situation. I would say like they can help also extend the life of a newer mattress if you add it sort of that extra layer of cushioning and protection because it's reducing direct wear and tear. But they can only do so much in many cases. Like it can give a mattress a couple extra years before needing a complete replacement. But if your mattress is like sagging or showing signs of wear or is like genuinely just too thin and your body's going, sinking right through to begin with, the topper is only going to kind of provide temporary relief rather than kind of like fixing the problem. I'd have had people come to me and say, hey, we've on our third topper that we added to the mattress. And now we realize after spending all that money that we probably should have changed the mattress to begin with because the base mattress was just not enough. So the toppers are great, especially like you said, if there is a situation where they can't replace the mattress, that they can add on to something that they have there. I think 100% toppers can be a good fit there. But it is good to know that it's only going to do so much as the base of the mattress is still there, and that's still like the main support that you have. So I would say over time you may need to replace that mattress anyway if you can.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I think people need to look or be aware of that there's different types of toppers out there.
Yeah.
Because some of them can really retain the heat.
Yes.
So if heat is an issue for you that you do not want, then to make sure you're looking for something that has some cooling properties in it, like you talked about.
Yes, exactly. And just like the types of foam to make sure that they're more of a breathable, less dense type of foam, and that helps just air pass through so that it's not getting trapped under your body and making you feel hotter.
Yeah. Another thing, are you familiar with the Foley systems that some people use in their campers?
Is it what goes underneath the mattress so like lifts it up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've never used them. I know some of our girl camper guides have used them. They're like, they're little, I don't know how to describe them, like little Lego thing
Yeah.
that basically elevate your mattress. And they claim that can help to make sleep more comfortable. But then the other benefit too that I guess it does for RVs is the air circulation. So if you ever woke up in your camper and you've got all kinds of condensation going on everywhere, you don't want that condensation, I guess, to be building up under your bed where it's going to create mold, and that will help, I guess, kind of prevent that. So those systems aren't cheap. I will say that, which is probably why I've never really tried them. But I've always had a good, comfortable bed too, thanks to you guys. So I have never needed a Foley system, but they are out there.
Yes. And also like something to note with that too is a mattress encasement is something that I always recommend for RVers. It doesn't just protect the top, it goes on the bottom too. That way you help prevent your mattress from it's protected on all sides, especially in the RV when you can have some unpredictable temperature or humidity conditions. That helps keep your mattress nice, clean, and protected. So if that's a concern too, I definitely recommend a full encasement around.
Definitely. I know we need those just because of our pets, and sometimes there's a little accident on the bed.
Yeah.
Lovely. So what role does noise play in your sleep quality, and how can RVers create like a quieter environment so that they get a better night's sleep?
Yeah. So honestly, more people can be bothered by something than another person, right? Like you might be someone that you can sleep through anything. I definitely can sleep through more than like my husband can, right? So everyone's different, but things that you can do, especially when you're in the RV, making sure all your windows are shut, you can park somewhere as quiet as you can find that's available to you. And other things is you could have a white noise machine. I know that has helped some of my friends, or even a fan. I do like a fan on, or like that, like white noise, because that will help just like blur out the random noises that might be happening outside that you can't control. And then I've also heard some of my friends find it helpful to sleep with noise canceling headphones as well. If that is something that you could try that as well. And I think generally it's just trying to help blur out because there is going to be external factors in the RV that you can't control, but doing the best you can to set up yourself for success, I think, you know, it'll help you majority of the time.
A good point on the external factors that you can't control. Lights, sometimes somebody forgets to turn off their outdoor lights, or you just happen to be parked next to that one campground light that got right into the
Yeah,
crack
but
of
it's
the
going right in your window.
Yeah. So I always keep meaning to carry like a little sleep mask with me just in case
Yeah.
for those, but I haven't seemed to make it into my camper yet, but I think of that. And I know people, can complain about generators running late at
Yeah.
night when maybe they shouldn't be, or the dog barking or stuff. So definitely an issue. And but I will say it's a benefit. I'm partially deaf. So um I'm a great sleep companion because you can snore like there's no tomorrow, and I will likely probably sleep right through it.
Yeah. Hey, I know everyone's different too. Some people are lighter or deeper sleepers. It depends. So, you know, I feel bad with people that are more sensitive, but I would say, do the best you can I think, noise machine or fan or something like that has helped me when I've been away in places where I can't control what's going on. And it's like, oh, that I can hear like construction outside my window. Here's what I can do, to help blur it out.
Yeah, I love having a little rechargeable fan.
Yeah.
Just kind of that nice little breeze on me at night, especially in the summer. That
Yeah.
really helps quite a bit. What
Definitely.
are some specific pre-bedtime routines that can help signal your body that it's time to start to wind down?
Yeah. So personally, like some things that I incorporate to my routine, I would say, making sure the brighter lights are turned off. I try and go to more small lighting or sort of like mood lighting type of things that, there's not the bright lights in my face. And also red light is another thing. I have a little hatch alarm clock that you can put a red light on, and red light is supposed to be like helping to soothe your brain. So like it helps kind of like calm you down. So that's something where I'm sure they have portable type of ones that you can bring. For me also just like taking a shower, doing my skincare, reading, and like a big thing is just trying not to be on my phone. And I know that that is really hard for all of us, like, and turning your phone off to the side, and just trying your best to like relax your mind. I think that's what, I try and do, but I know everyone's different. And I know people could drink a cup of coffee and go right to sleep, and that's not me. So I try and set myself up to just be, like, as calm as possible, and that's what I do to help my body, like, start to be like, "Okay, it's time, like, we're gonna go to sleep soon." But everyone's different, Some people,
Yeah.
they don't need that.
What eating or drinking? And I mean drinking, I just mean like, water, not well, we can talk about alcohol too, but I mean eating and drinking late at night. How can that impact your sleep?
Yeah, so actually, this based on, I actually just read an article, the National Institute of Health, that eating can affect your sleep if you do it right before. And that's because your body is still metabolizing and processing the food, so it can keep your body more awake. So I personally have a sleep tracker ring, and it tracks my sleep. And I have noticed that my heart rate drop at night is much later on in the night when I eat a later dinner, like 8, 9 p.m. dinner. My heart rate drop is so close to like when I wake up which what it means is that your body's just not getting as good a rest. So even though you're sleeping, you may not be in a deeper sleep because your body's still a little bit more awake processing the food that you ate. So I think, I am not a health professional, but from what I've seen, it is definitely recommended to eat and let your body digest before you go to sleep.
Any idea like how like that time to the
I really have to look up to see what the like recommended is. I think it was in that article. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I would have to look it up. But I would definitely say you need enough time to digest. So I try my best personally to eat around 5 or 6, going to bed at like 10 p.m. But that's just what works for me. But I also know that that's not everybody. Some nights I don't eat until 9 p.m. and then
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
really depends on your day. But I feel like it's always good to try and eat a little earlier.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So we know that watching TV and scrolling on your phone and tablets are not a good thing to be doing right before you're trying to fall asleep or even when you're in bed. But what about now, like I'm an ebook reader and I turn my ebook into dark mode and is that any idea? Is that a bad thing? Should I not be doing that? When I mean dark mode, the background then is black and the text is white.
Yeah.
So
So it really depends on your device, but like how you're saying you have a dark mode, it isn't emitting less light overall, and especially blue light. And that blue light is the main sleep disruptor light. So if it's emitting less of that, then it's definitely better than watching without dark mode or looking without dark mode. Um, Black backgrounds with white or gray text can also just reduce eye strain. Low light conditions. So that's just also something that helps. So yeah, it depends on your device, but usually that's going to be better than not putting it on dark mode. So if you have one, definitely use it when you're reading right before bed.
cool. Oh, I never thought about changing the text color. I'll have to look at that if I can change that from a white to a gray. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah. And also, if you don't have, or your like ebook or whatever device you have that you're reading on doesn't have it, you can also get blue light glasses to help with that. As another thing that you can just wear to help. I think blue light is the main disruptor. So if you can kind of limit that, that helps.
Very true. So you mentioned you've got a ring type sleep tracker. Talk to us about that. What's some of the information that it tracks, and how do you think it's like really helped? Has it improved you on your sleep habits? How does that work?
Yeah. So I got it in around October. So I've been kind of tracking my sleep since then. And, like I mentioned, it shows you, your levels of sleep, how long you're sleeping, when you're in light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, for how long. It tells you how many times you tossed and turned, your heart rate throughout the entire night. And as I mentioned before, so something that I immediately notice is it notifies me that says your heart rate drop was super low late last night. Did you eat late in the day? And it'll like literally ask me, well, yeah, actually I did eat dinner super late last night. So I realized that that was like a big thing. Also, I was waking up a lot in the middle of the night that I didn't even fully remember, but it showed that I was like weak, like I was going back to light sleep. So I started taking magnesium, and there's tons of research out there about different supplements that may help you. So always look into what might be best for you, but that is something I started doing coming out of it. Also, it will show you, and you could put in the time that you had caffeine throughout the day, and it'll help determine, what is the best time to have caffeine in, and if you are eating or consuming it in a time that might affect your sleep. So it actually gives me this window of time, and it actually is not right when you wake up, for me at least. When it recommends, it's like, wait an hour after you wake up, have caffeine between, for me, it's usually like, it recommends between like 8 and 3 p.m., I think. And then it's like after 3 p.m., don't, based on the time that you usually go to sleep and that kind of thing. Again, everyone's different, but that's what my tracker has told me, which has helped. And then, overall, I think a sleep tracker is not going to fix your sleep by any means, but it can help you identify things that are impacting your sleep. And if you fix them, then it can start to improve your sleep. So the biggest thing that I realized from it is it's like I picked up on a couple patterns, like the eating late, caffeine at, too early or too late, things like that then I was able to adjust and see my sleep get better. And I had like data to compare to, so I could know, oh, this is really working. So, overall, it's not like, oh, if you just track your sleep, it's going to be better, but it can help you identify things. So
That's super interesting. I am a terrible sleeper. I've been a terrible sleeper my entire life. So that kind of fascinates me of, what are some things that I could be doing that can maybe improve my sleep quality. So yeah, I'm
yeah.
intrigued
And
by this.
also, for me, something I didn't realize as well is it's not just how long you sleep, but like the quality of your sleep.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it because obviously when you don't track it, you can't really tell how great of sleep you had. But now I can see there's certain nights where I have way more time in deep, or REM sleep versus there's way more time in a light sleep where I'm not getting as rested. So when you wake up, that's sometimes when you're like, oh my God, I slept for, 8 hours and I still woke up tired. And it was like, yeah, well, you might not have had a super deep sleep because maybe there was something keeping you up or something that, made you keep tossing and turning and your body never truly got the good rest that it needed. So, you being able to identify those things, I think helps you understand how you sleep more, which I did not know before looking at this. And I still am trying to like learn the best I can. It gives me a sleep score for every day. And I'm like trying my best to get it up. And when I do, when I get up to like a 97, I'm so excited. I'm like, and maybe it's all in my head and I'm like, "Oh, I had a 97 sleep score, so I'm gonna have a great day." I don't know. But either way, I do think over time it helps.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, RVers, we're travelers. What are some tips that people can do when they're traveling, different time zones or jet lag, traveling long distances? What are some tips that we could do to help us adjust when we're going into different time zones?
Yeah, I actually have seen some really cool they're actually like free apps that you can get on the App Store that help you sort of create a schedule and manage that jet lag. So you can put in like where you're coming from, where you're going. And basically what they do is they just tell you when to stay up or when to go to sleep and when you should add or remove caffeine, all just to like help you regulate your system and get back on track. Cause it really has to do with your like circadian rhythm. And yeah, these apps you can kind of just like input things and it helps you figure out, okay, I should actually, if I stay up a little longer, that'll help me sleep at the right time. Or, hey, maybe I need to like cut the caffeine at like 12 today instead of 3 or whatever it may be.
Yeah, yeah. We travel a lot internationally, my husband and I know for me, I like to look at, well, where's our final destination? And what time is it
Yeah.
there? So the minute I get on, not necessarily our first flight, because we probably have a connection, but that last flight per se, what time is it where I'm going? And then mentally I want to be in that time period right then. And if it's going to be going into night, then what can I do to maybe force myself to get to sleep on the plane so that I'm waking up, at a proper time where we get to, and that does seem to help. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I am.
someone, so someone like me who is a lousy sleeper typically, and wakes up all the time during the night, what are some strategies that I could be using that can help me fall back asleep?
Yes, I mean, there's tons of tips and tricks out there. So, like, we always suggest doing your own research to try and figure out what works best for you. I would say, personally, I try to think about something simple and happy. So, like, my go-to is envisioning like the beach in my head and just nothing else besides that like landscape. And I think the goal is usually just try not to let your mind wander. Because once you start going through your to-do list of, oh, I have to do laundry, I have to do this tomorrow, I have to do that, then you're going to be hard pressed to go back to sleep because your brain is going to be just kind of like rolling. So I think going back to those things that we talked about, like how you prepare for bed, maybe if you wake up in the middle of the night, maybe try one of those. If it's the sound machine, if it's, red light, maybe turn that on. But always like, you can always look things up and then just try different things if that's something that happens often to you. And then setting yourself up to like not be waking up is obviously the best thing. So if you find that you're hot, like you said, like you're sleeping very hot, maybe you need more cooling fibers in your sheets and in your mattress and in your pillow to help like mediate that a little bit for you. But yeah, that's what I would say.
My poor husband, in the middle of winter, I will have the window above our bed open. It could be, 2 degrees out, and there's going to be a little cold breeze coming in, and I'm sleeping under a sheet, and the poor guy is like under 4 down down comforters and is wrapped up in a snuggie and God knows what else. And yeah, I feel bad for him, but at least he's adjusted.
Yeah. I personally would rather sleep cold than hot. So I'm right there with you.
Well, I always say that you can only take off so much.
Yes. Yeah.
But you can put more on. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little harder to not be hot, I think. So yeah.
Definitely.
So let's talk about RV Mattress. What makes RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding unique, and how do your mattresses help travelers sleep better?
So I would say overall, we offer 22 different sizes, 5 different heights, 3 different firmness options. So we're going to be one of the most customizable options on the market without sacrificing comfort. So, Brooklyn Bedding, we've been making mattresses and manufacturing them ourselves for 30 years now for the home. So the quality standards that we have as a company are definitely much higher than your standard RV mattress. We are not just an RV mattress company. We are a mattress company at heart. So we take quality and comfort as the top priority. We also design and assemble all of our beds in our Arizona factory. So you get factory direct pricing and factory direct quality, where we have really close control over all our materials and manufacturing processes with every single bed. So, everything coming from us is going to be, top at full quality. This is not a lower tier because it's an RV mattress by any means. It is the same beds that people have been buying from Brooklyn Bedding for their homes for 30 years, but we now offer RV sizes. When RVmattress.com was started, and I believe it was 2018 is when we first started this sort of separate website with just the curated selection of, hey, these are the beds that we offer in all these various sizes, so that it's easy to shop, but they are the same beds and the same quality that you get from Brooklyn Bedding, which people have known for a long time now.
Right. I think that's how I first kind of found you guys is one of my first RVs, replaced it with a mattress off of Amazon. And I can't remember which one of your brands it was, but it was a Brooklyn Bedding one. And it's a very popular one with other RVers and stuff. So I was really happy to already be using something that I found very comfortable and
Yep.
affordable to be partnering up with you guys on it. And we're doing a giveaway right now with Girl Camper, where you can go on to our website and enter for a chance to win your very own RV mattress of your choosing, I believe. So,
Yep. Anything from RVmattress.com, you can choose any style and size, because we know everyone has a different space, especially when it comes to the RV. So yeah, the winner will get to choose whatever size and style they would like from RVmattress.com.
yeah. So if you haven't entered our the contest already, please go on and get that done. It is on the Grow Camper website. But let's talk about, what is your most popular mattress and who are they best suited for?
So on our website, we offer 5 different styles. I would say the most popular is our Dream Foam Essential because it has the most sizes and most height options. So those are great if you're replacing a bunk or something small. That's the most popular with the RVers in terms of size. But when it comes to overall most popular mattress that we sell, it would be our Signature Hybrid. That one is going to be, it's price conscious, but also like great value, great product. It is like the standout mattress on our websites in general. And it offers, a hybrid setup, but it also, you can choose soft, medium, or firm. So it's kind of customizable in that aspect. So you can choose, if you're a side sleeper that likes a really soft mattress, you can get that. You can also add on a cooling pillow top as well to that one. So if, you're someone that sleeps hot, you can add that on. I think why people love it is because you can just like make it exactly what you need. And then it also comes in all the RV sizes. So it overall, I think that's why it's like the best seller currently on our site.
Very cool. What do you recommend for someone who has back pain?
So we always recommend our Aurora. That is our tallest mattress. It has the most layers of foam, but it is amazing. And it has, a zoned support system. So it's going to be really comfortable for people that experience back pain. And Also, you could choose soft, medium, or fur. So when you are experiencing back pain or you're uncomfortable, usually the root cause is lack of proper support. So what we always recommend is if you're looking to get more comfortable with your sleep is addressing the root cause first. So you want to look for mattresses explicitly designed for not just like your RV and the size that you need, but also for the type of sleeper you are, your height, your weight, all those things can affect what firmness would be best for you. And then, like we mentioned earlier, like side sleepers prefer a little softer. That's because there's a lot of pressure on your shoulder and hip versus a bad or stomach sleeper. The pressure is kind of spread out. So you might want something a little firmer. So being able to sort of choose that. And on our site, we have some like little graphics that help you with like, if you can put in your weight and then like your sleeping position, it helps you determine which firmness. So once you figure out that, I think that's the main thing, and being able to choose a bed and the correct firmness, that's what's really going to help. But the Aurora Luxe on the website is definitely a fan favorite for people that are looking to, find a little bit more comfort, or, it just is good for people with back pain. It also has the cooling factor built right in. So that's not an add-on. It's already in there. So it helps on that aspect too.
Very cool. What are things that people can do to take good care of their mattress and extend its life?
Yeah. So I mentioned this a little earlier, but mattress encasements or mattress protectors, I think it's the easiest way to extend the life of your mattress. Like, it's not going to be super expensive to add on right when you're buying your new mattress. If you just put it on from the first day, that's going to protect it from, like any spills or anything that, especially if you're in the RV and you're winterizing it, that if anything gets into the RV, bugs, dirt, anything like that, it's going to protect it, especially the encasement. And then I'd also say you can clean it every so often. So like we recommend baking soda and like a little vacuum, maybe with like an upholstery attachment if you have one of those, or even just using mild detergent or dish soap for spot treatments. Like you said, pets sometimes, can create have unwanted accidents or whatever it may be. So having the protector there first protects it the best, but you can still spot clean it and do things like that to help maintain.
Very cool. Now, I believe there is a special discount for girl campers too.
Yes. So we can give all Girl Camper listeners 30% off and free shipping on the entire purchase. So if you're getting a mattress, a protector, whatever you're getting, 30% off, and the code is Girl Camper at checkout. So you can go to rvmattress.com and use code Girl Camper at checkout for 30% off and free shipping.
Fantastic. That'll also be on our website in the show notes. Now, is that one word, Girl Camper, or two words?
Yes. One word, just Girl Camper. Yep. And there's an auto-applied discount. You can always just exit that out and add that so that you make sure you get the 30% off.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, that is kind of it today, Hailey, but I am going to surprise you now with something I'm throwing at some of our guests that I just love. And it's rapid fire questions. Are you ready to play rapid fire with me, Hailey? Sure. All right, so I'm going to shoot off
whatever it may be.
So there are 10 questions. You got to answer them really quick. You can't even think about them. Ready? All right, first one, early bird, night owl.
Night owl.
Favorite nighttime ritual you swear by?
Skincare.
One thing you always bring on a camping trip to help you sleep better?
I'd say fan. If you don't have, like, not necessarily have to bring it, but like turn it on. Either bring it or have one turn it on.
Soft sheets or crisp, cool ones?
Crisp, cool ones.
Best midnight snack, sweet or salty?
Sweet, for sure. Dark chocolate.
Okay. Your ultimate camping destination for a peaceful night's sleep?
Oh, I don't have it on the top of my head, but I would say because my like happy place is the beach, somewhere near the water.
This might feel this. You might have just answered the next one. What is your ultimate camping destination for a peaceful night's sleep?
Yes, that would be somewhere near the water, by the beach, something like that. Hearing the sound of the water would be amazing.
one piece of advice you think everyone should hear?
Uh, well, especially with the theme of this, invest in your sleep because it is extremely important for your body to have great sleep. So if you're going to invest in one thing, make it your sleep.
Weighted blankets, love them or leave them.
Love them. It helps. Weight helps me sleep. I do not sleep without a blanket in general. So yes.
And do you have any personal can't sleep without item? Come on, you can say that, teddy bear.
I don't know. I would probably have to go back to a fan, having a fan on, or this isn't fun, but an alarm clock because I cannot wake myself up without an alarm clock.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Actually, okay, I have one. I have a hatch alarm clock that is the one that lights up. So there's alarm clocks that slowly add light to your room. That one helps me wake up in less like stress, I guess you could say, instead of like a blaring alarm. It slowly wakes me up. So I would say that is probably my favorite sleep item.
Oh, that's funny. I've never heard of such a thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Besides
Well,
that, mattress, obviously.
Yes. Replace the mattress. Hailey, thank you so much for coming on again to the Girl Camper podcast. This has been a wealth of information on how to get a better night's sleep, and we sure appreciate having you guys on and sponsoring Girl Camper.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to chat with you and Janine. So hopefully this was helpful and, something that helps you promote better sleep in the future for everybody listening. So glad to be here. Thank you again for having me.
You got it. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much to Hailey Sousa for joining us today and sharing such helpful advice on getting a great night's sleep wherever the road may take you. If you want to learn more about RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding and how you can upgrade your sleep for your next camping trip or wherever life may take you, be sure to check out the links in our show notes. Don't forget you can get 30% off by being a Girl Camper using coupon code GIRLCAMPER, all one word, when you check out on any of the products on their website. And we've got that great giveaway going on between now and May 14th, where you can enter to win your choice of any mattress that they may have. And you know what? Hey, if you're looking for even more adventures, inspiration, and connections, be sure to join Girl Camper. By a member, you're going to have access to all of our amazing events, and we have a ton of them, and a whole community of women who love the outdoors as much as you do. And don't forget to subscribe to the Girl Camper podcast so you never miss an episode. Until next time, I'm Lesa McDermott. Stay cozy, sleep well, and remember, there is no wrong way to camp like a girl.